Hey, Apple Biters and Appletinis, this is Les, aka Sister Slayer, here for the Bitten Apple TV in conjunction with It Came From the Radio. And we have such a busy weekend this week. I mean, right now we're up before everybody, and guess where we are? The New Jersey Comic Expo. Oh my gosh, we have so much to show you. I can't even begin to tell you. We've got some really exclusive interviews with some really amazing people, some independent artists, some that you already know, and we can't wait to show it all to you. So before we go into the door today, I just want to let you know, be prepared. I can't wait. Take care. We'll see you inside. Hi, Appletinis. This is Les, aka Sister Slayer, here at the New Jersey Expo, Comic Expo, in conjunction with It Came From the Radio. And I am standing here with this beautiful woman. I saw her walking around here at the convention, and she's part of the Iron Princess concept. And I want to kind of explain this concept to you. It started off as a photography project of beautiful warrior women, and these are warrior women who do not have gimmicks. They just use their own muscle, their own knowledge to fight off some of the biggest monsters that we have in the world, which are real monsters like anybody in Boko Haram, any of those characters like that, you know, some maniacal leader of a country. This is real life characters, real life women fighting. It's not a woman with gimmicks, it's not a woman with a superpower, it's a woman with physique and intelligence and combat training. And I really love it. And it's a concept by Mr. Charles Peoples, who he's off camera right now because he wants his work to speak for him. But this beautiful lady right here is Iron Princess. How are you? Can you tell me a little bit about how you got into this, how Charles discovered you, a little bit about your character, and a little bit about who you are as an individual?
Oh, okay. Hi, well, I'll give you my name. I'm Chioma Uesamba. I'm the Iron Princess. So pretty much how I met Charles. Charles actually reached out to me after, I'm a professional bodybuilder, reached out to me after I competed at the New York Pro this year. He told me that, you know, he liked my physique and figured that I'll be a great character to play the Iron Princess. So we figured out on a date to do one of his shoots at his farm in PA, and it turned out to be a wonderful show. I actually loved it, had a good time, and I met Chantal, which is another member who actually plays Neelu. She's one of our, you know, I would say warrior princesses. But honestly, that's how I met Charles. And you know, I've been bodybuilding for 5-6 years, and you know, I love it. I love hitting the weights. I mean, this is something new to me, being at Comic-Con. This is some New Jersey Comic-Con. This is my first time here, but it's always a first for everything and more exposure.
It is such a beautiful concept, and if you saw any of the photography that Charles has put on his farm and everything, and I know that it sounds very kitschy that these guys would come to the farm, and you know, I think the name of the farm is Vixen Hills Farm, am I correct? But this is real life imagery. This is like this is someone who takes care of their physique, and yet she is considered what I would say is ideally what little girls should look up to. Somebody that cares about them. There's a warrior, someone who fights evil, that has a code of conduct, and I just really love the concept. I know that this is going to become a comic book at some time, but I think that Charles is really kind of getting this character out there. The other thing that is really important to me is that they're ethnic characters. How did you feel about being a lead ethnic character, you know, in a potential comic book and in the photography?
Well, when Charles came to me and he pretty much was trying to describe what he wanted for, you know, as characters, at first, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little apprehensive, you know, because we know that with the characters nowadays, photography and the shoots, it's always about the muscle and about, you know, less clothes, and I'm really not about that. But then he described to me, he's like, no, I want all my characters, I want it to be pretty much children friendly. So children friendly meaning like more of a mentor, more of a leadership role. So, and he wanted a diverse role. So he figured, I'm Nigerian, so he figured that, hey, why not? You know, you'll make a perfect role model to play as a character in my book. So I said, okay, fine, let me try it. And I like the concept, and that's the reason why I agreed to do it.
It's a great concept. The other thing that I like about the concept itself is the Neelu character. Now, Neelu, can you give me an idea? Can you give us like a concept of what Neelu is? Each of her warrior princesses in training are the Neelu. So tell me about these young women that are around the Iron Princess.
Well, Neelu, which was AKA Chantal that I worked with, they're pretty much warriors in training. So, you know, I am the Iron Princess, you know, I'm trying to teach them. It's all about sisterhood. So they're learning and looking up to their role models. Essentially, that's what we wanted to reach out to the public. You know, we have little girls here in our modern day who are looking for that role model. So essentially with the Neelu and the Iron Princess, they build this relationship where there's this strong bond of sisterhood.
Great. And I'm going to interview Charles off camera. But Charles, tell me a little bit about your history, what you used to do. One of the things that we were talking about prior to us doing this interview was the fact that me knowing about bodybuilding and the difference between the appreciation that people have for the physique, what goes on in competitions, but why you came up with this particular character and kind of the backlash that you're getting for presenting women who are modeled characters for young women out there.
Well, there's sort of a dichotomy when it comes to women's physiques. They're either being presented as some sort of anatomical muscle mannequins where we zoom in to show a body part with the veins and everything popping out for almost like an exaggerated hype. Or we're presenting them as centerfolds, sexualizing them. And then there are some entities who do both. There are a lot of them online who have pay-to-view sites where they will take these very large muscular women at the time of a competition and have them posing in hotel rooms and doing suggestive things where the emphasis is more on they're appealing to sexuality, all right? And very little is shown these women doing strength or anything like that. Maybe showing them posing, and so there is a sort of a middle ground which has its merits. But if you talk about it as a market and who's buying all this, generally it's males who have a fetish for muscular women, and I will count myself as somebody who likes muscular women. I will never stop liking muscular women. I don't like the emphasis on the sexualizing of them or in the sort of sterile anatomical studies of them. I like the social, historic, and artistic aspects of it. And what I wanted to do was create an action heroine, starting out with Iron Princess, who had the type of physique you would see in the fantasy artwork of the likes of Boris Vallejo and his wife Julie Bell, and a number of other fantasy artists who draw these warrior women with physiques. I mean, who they actually look like they could do the things that they're doing. Because when you get to Hollywood, you have Angela Jolie and Keira Knightley and all these action heroines who are wiping out entire battalions, and their arms look like toothpicks. They don't look, I mean, they're because they're Hollywood's flavor of the month, so they get the role. And that's been going on for a long time. And there's a sort of a nudge, nudge, wink, wink when you see a woman doing something in the terms of action on the screen. It's like, yeah, you know, we don't really believe this, but doesn't she look good? You know, the whole original Charlie's Angels thing. So the idea here was to take women who have physiques, and instead of having them stand there doing these sterile muscle pose, a biceps pose to me is one of the most inane things in the world. The only people who do it, anybody who does it who's not doing it on stage, is doing it in mockery. I mean, if you see a regular person do a biceps pose, they're doing it as a joke. It doesn't accomplish anything. when you have a woman wielding a weapon, drawing a bow, waving a sword or something like that, you're seeing the muscles being used in a functional, organic way, which is what it should be about, showing her power and strength and skill.
That's what I liked about, I just recently saw the new Wonder Woman movie, and what I really loved about that is that I could actually see her physique, because in all honesty, if you're doing any type of physical training like that, you're doing it for core work, to be body strength and everything like that. To me, if I used an Angelina Jolie, and no offense to her, or Keira Knightley, or any of those people, I'm not seeing muscle definition. That would not ever sell me on doing anything activity-wise. What I want to see is the result of hard work, and the fact that you know how to physically use your body. This is reality. The reality is, if you're pulling any bow, if you're using any sword that is heavy, you're going to get muscle tone. And I love this concept. I love it. It's real. It's honest. It's dealing with, you know, things that are culturally there today. And
it's not gratuitous.
And it's not gratuitous. This is physicality. You told me that you got a little bit of a backlash from. Tell me a little bit about that when you tried to present these characters to the bodybuilding world.
Well, what happened is that you get a couple of women who say, well, you know, there's something kinky about posing with dummies and kneeling down, dead bodies around you. They're all dummies and everything. And that's kind of weird. That's not what we're used to. We want to be flexing our biceps, and we want to be posing and doing things like that. And so that's weird what you're doing. I say, well, no, it's not weird. I said, what's weird is the fact that you don't mind being sexually objectified as centerfolds and in these videos and doing all this other stuff that's suggestive, and the audience for it is, and the market for it, let me say, is males who have a sexual fetish. And you don't think that's weird, but you think what I'm doing is weird. And I've watched a lot of photo shoots with professional photographers, a lot of them who are close friends of mine who now don't talk to me anymore because I'm saying all this, and they'll say, okay, stand over there, yeah, lift your arm up, now do a bicep, now look at the camera, right, now do this, and they go, click, click, okay, got another outfit, and that's their shoot. And because I pointed that out, all of a sudden it was like a network call went out, and none of these people talk to me anymore. I mean, none of them. It's like, it reminds me of that movie Trumbo about that guy who was blacklisted during the McCarthy era. And these are people who were all so lovey-dovey back when I had booths at all the big shows, and I wrote articles in the magazines, and I hosted their shoots at the farm. Now all of a sudden I'm not useful anymore, and I'm weird, so I'm radioactive.
But you know what, Charles? I think that basically that's not your genre. Your genre is here, where people really appreciate superheroes, women as being the real superheroes, women being the center of a comic book. That's what I think. Personally, I think too why women get into bodybuilding, and not to say that this is you, but a lot of women, like anybody, even women who can become models or actors, there's something missing within them, and they're trying to fill it with that. So the attention that they get from males as a result of it has no stopping point for them. If that is what's going to get them the attention, they'll sexualize themselves for the attention. This is what we want our young women to see. This is what we want our girls to emulate. You know, this is a wonderful concept. I can't tell you, but I can't wait till you guys get to see a little bit, just maybe a snippet of his photography and some of the comics that are coming out as a result of it. This is somebody to watch. Charles Peoples is somebody to watch. Iron Princess is somebody to look out for.
I want to add something else. Just as males tend to dominate the superhero genre, males dominate the comic artwork. You know, when I come to these Comic Cons, all the real kick-ass action artistry is male artists. When I see the female artists, they're doing this sort of gauzy, cutesy, girly type stuff, and I want to see more women doing this stuff. Women are underrepresented. And so when I do my shoots, all my photographers are women. My comic artist, which I had to look around really hard to find her. She's a Kubert grad, by the way, which means a lot. Kubert's the top comic school in the world.
What's your graphics artist's name? What's her name?
What's that?
What's her name? Your graphic art?
Oh, her name is Carly Frank, and she's out in Pittsburgh, and she hasn't made the big time, which is probably the reason I'm able to work with her. But she's doing great stuff for me.
Well, I hope that you guys do make the big time, because this is a beautiful concept. I can't speak more about it. I love it. And that's it. We're looking forward to Iron Princess. Miss Chantal, I miss you terribly, but girl, you got something with this.
Chantal.
All right, thank you. Oh, he put his face in there. Thank you, Appletinis out there. We'll see you next time. Bye.